Member of the House Homeland Security Committee, Texas Congressman Tony Gonzales joins me. Good evening, sir. Sir, what can you do about this problem? I mean, it's not going away. Jason Jones he's testified before the committee. He's on our air all the time. He's telling everybody. I mean, what more do you need?
Thank you, Greta, for having me, and thank you for covering the story. Half the battle is we have to make sure that people still hear the truth of what's happening. I represent 42% of the southern border, 823 miles, places like Eagle Pass, Uvalde, Del Rio, El Paso that have been in the news on a regular basis. I've hosted over 100 members of Congress at the border. We have to keep showing what is happening. Another part today during the hearing, one of the witnesses said it's time to label cartels as terrorist organizations because they're terrorizing people. I've been saying that for 2 years, and we have to yell it at the rooftops that it's time to hold those responsible. The root of the issue is the cartels. That's step one. The other part of it, too, is 9 out of 10 people that are coming over illegally that are seeking asylum do not qualify for asylum. So stop sending them down that route. They're coming here for one purpose, an economic purpose. Imagine if the Republican Party could be the party of legal immigration and the Democratic Party could be the party of illegal immigration. If that's the message, we're going to win in 2024.
Look, the job of the president is to protect us. I know that President Trump tried to build the wall. I just saw walls, by the way, in Israel. I mean, I've seen walls. We got them alongside the highways all over this country, walls. But why? I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but why is this being seemingly ignored by the White House and many members of Congress?
Yeah, I've been to Jerusalem as well, and I've seen some walls there, and walls work, right? Walls alone will not work. You need manpower and you need technology. It has to be a system. What's happening is that the Biden administration is quietly starting to re-implement some of the wall programs and fill in some of these gaps. Why? Because it works. But there has to be more than just that. I also sit on the House Appropriations Committee, and the power of the purse resides in the House. We can't just be giving blank checks to the Department of Homeland Security and expecting good things to happen. We have to hold them accountable. Part of that is continuing to tell the story. Let's label cartels as terrorist organizations. Let's find legal routes where people can come over and work, not get pathway to citizenship and voting and access to social services working. We do a couple of these things, and I think we start to solve the problem.
All right, in a northern community, for instance, if some kid is missing, it might be human trafficking, everyone flips out, as they should. This is an epidemic of human trafficking. We've got unaccompanied minors. You've got, I mean, Jason brought all the bracelets. I mean, it's like, and yet are the numbers too big? I mean, that no one is just, horrified at the human trafficking?
No, this is the tragic part of it. And look, you yourself, you've been to the Darien Gap. Others have covered it as well. And this isn't new. It's been happening. I live it every day because half of the border is my district. But what I've seen happen is at the beginning of this crisis, when Biden took over, there used to be this entire vetting process before they would release. Before HHS would release an unaccompanied child, it'd be this vetting process. But because they're so overwhelmed with thousands of kids, they diluted that process. And essentially, they're releasing people into homes that they really don't know too much about. And worse yet, they're not following up. So you essentially have a generation of children that are being lost and forgotten.
Texas Congressman Tony Gonzales, thank you, sir.